Yom Tov lekulam. Good day to everyone. Chevra, my friends. A few things. First of all, I want to send my apologies out to those of you who saw the last video. One, I think I had way too much in mind that I wanted to do in that video and not enough time to do it. I am limiting myself to 15 minutes purposefully so that we get down to business and that I don't diatribe and go on and on pontificating. We don't need that. So, my apologies. I'm going to stick much more closely to the text today than I did yesterday. I got off into some interpretive or hermeneutical spirals, which are good, and we should discuss those things. But today I'm going to keep it to the text. So let's pray. Blessed Lord, who has caused all holy scriptures to be written for our learning, grant that we may in such wise hear them, read, mark, learn, and inwardly digest them, that by patience and comfort of your holy word, we may embrace and ever hold fast the blessed hope of everlasting life, which you have given us in our Savior, Jesus the Messiah. Amen. Two things. One, you'll note that I'm in a different place every day. So far, that's been partly purposeful. The Psalms have been different every day. And although I tried to record several of them down by the River Ware, here in Durham, in the United Kingdom, that didn't work out. So I will probably be sticking to buildings and office spaces. The Psalms are different, and I would encourage you to read them in different places, sing them, pray them in different places. Today we're actually going to start out with one verse. I want to make sure that we do meditate and inwardly digest. So a few of you had mentioned something about either memorizing or setting things to heart, and I think that that's a good idea. One of the ways that we're suggested to do that, just by the Psalms themselves, is by singing. To sing them, their songs. And we've been talking about the muttering, murmuring, chattering, sort of masticating on these words, on God's words, on guidance and instruction. And I think the songs are meant to be sung. Rabbi Schneer, Zalman of Miladi, he said something along the lines of, the song is the pen of the soul. And I think each of our songs have something to sing. So I'm going to share. It's, of course, vulnerable to sing something. You make yourself vulnerable. There's a kind of giving over to the poetry that some of us are maybe not used to. But in the words of good Dumbledore of J.K. Rowling's world, Rowling, I don't know how to say her name, Dumbledore says, wiping his eyes, music, a magic beyond all we do here. And that has struck me as very true. There's a magic to music. There's a thing that only a song can do. So I'm just going to take one verse here, and it's going to be verse 4, which is sort of the turn in the psalm with the adversative, ve'ata, but you, Adonai, a shield on my side, my glory, and the lifter of my head. And I'm going to sing that in Hebrew to the melody that comes to me, or that came to me when I was singing it on my way into school today. Ve'ata Adonai magen ba'adi kvodi umerim merim roshi. Ve'ata Adonai magen ba'adi kvodi umerim merim roshi. We could do this in any number of ways. You could take any of these verses, and I would encourage you to do so. If a verse sticks out, take it, and whether in English or Hebrew, sing it, play with it. Sort of, I could do this different. Ve'ata Adonai magen be'adi. We could speed it up, or sing it differently. ואתה אדוני מגן, מגן בעדי, כבודי ומרים ראשי. But sing it, take it with you throughout the day. I encourage you to do so. So let's read it all in Hebrew. Now, מזמור לדוד, בברכו מפני אבשלום בנו. אדוני, מה רבו צרי, רבים קמים עלי, רבים אומרי לנפשי, אין ישועתה לו באלוהים, סלע. ואתה אדוני, מגן בעדי, כבודי ומרים ראשי. קולי אל אדוני אקרא, ויענני מהר קודשו, סלע. אני שכבתי וישנה, הקיצותי, כי אדוני ישמחני. לא אירא מרביבות עם, אשר סביב שטו עלי. קומה אדוני, הושיעני אלוהי, כי הכית את כל אויבי לחי. שיני רשעים שיברת, לאדוני הישועה, על עמך ברכתך, סלה. You can hear the musical quality of the thing as it goes on. It's very, very musical. So I have provided my own translation. You can see I have all kinds of weird colors going on here. I'll try to explain them. Most of them are just notes to myself. Don't forget to mention this or that. So mizmor, I've translated a melodious song. I mean, it's just a melody, a psalm. Some argue that this is a technical term for a certain kind of psalm. I'm not going to get into all the gatongs and the breakdowns and the Mowinkle stuff. It's good. It's all well and good, but it's not our purpose here. So a song or a melodious psalm, le David. Now this can be attributed to David. It can be for David. This preposition le. What I wanted to show you is, interestingly, you find the same preposition le down here, l'Adonai. To Adonai is the salvation or the rescue. We find echoes of this, of course, and it's a huge theme. This is a theological centrality of the whole Hebrew Bible and New Testament. Salvation belongs to Adonai. It's his. So this psalm in some ways belongs to David, perhaps. It could be Davidic in that he wrote it. It could be Davidic in that it was written for him. It could be Davidic in that it was attributed to him. We don't know. But we do know this, that the superscription includes this Bavarcho mipnei Avshalom, when he was fleeing from the presence or from before Avshalom, his son. Now, this is a kind of sad irony or a play. Names of the Bible, they mean things. There are some scholars who would even say David's name wasn't David, and they get this from Chronicles, where David's name is kind of maybe something else, but we don't need to get into that. Avshalom, Absalom's name is my father is peace, or the peace of my father, something like this, which is, of course, ironic and with a real kind of sad element there, I guess. There's some tragic elements here. Adonai ma rabu tsarai. Adonai, how many are those who press against me or press me on all sides? A tsar is a distress or a distressor. It has to do with pressing in on someone. Many are those who stand up or who arise against me. And I wanted to note here that kamim here, many are those who rise up against me. We have a kind of mirroring towards the end when the imploring is directed straight in the imperative to Adonai. Rise up! Like there are those who are rising against me. There's all these kinds of statements of faith in the face of lots of dangers, and then rise up then, God, come on, which is very moving. I wish I heard more prayers like this in church, like, come on, God, like, get moving, please. And then this is an interesting thing to think about. Many are saying, omrim, this is the participle, plural participle, like they're saying this kind of an ongoing, maybe iterative sense, that many are saying against my soul or about my soul, my life, no rescue for him through God. And I thought, how often do we quote the direct speech of others or those who've hurt us or are hurting us in our prayers? I think there's something to take into this, right? Or even to take into prayer our own thoughts. God, my thoughts are troubling me. Thoughts like this, that I'm stupid or I'm an idiot. Maybe it's a thought of guilt. My thoughts are troubling me again about this, and to be so specific and to really name the thing. I think there's some real power in that. And notice what happens here in the way that this works out. The thing that the troublers, those who press against his soul, say is, I mean, it's very like punchy and graphic. Ein Yeshuat lo. There's no rescue or salvation for him through God. And then the whole prayer kind of gets structured along the statement of the adversaries, so that down here you see that when he implores God, Kuma Adonai, come on, rise up, Adonai, Hoshi'eni, and rescue me. Show that what I'm saying about you is actually true, and it's not just full of crap, if I can say so. For salvation or rescue is God's alone, down here. Here I mentioned we have the turn from, and again, so there's almost a legal feel to this, right? And I think there is a legal kind of thing to prayer, if we study it through the Testaments, that we're presenting a case. We should think about the rhetoric of our prayers and the kind of structure and the aesthetic and all these dimensions in our prayers, and take prayer very seriously, and maybe even take it so seriously that we sing it, right? That's where I started off. There's a magic beyond all that we do in our daily technocratic lives, and I think that God's calling us to return to that. I want to do some wordplay here. Again, this is extemporaneous. If somebody leaves me a comment that says, hey, that's not what this means, yeah, okay, I know that magen is a shield, but what's cool about Hebrew and what's cool about poetry in all languages is it lends itself to further interpretations. That's okay. It's okay. We can do that a little bit, guys. It's, it's like, yeah. So magen is a shield, but gan in Hebrew is a garden. And I thought it was a beautiful image to think, and this is the only real graphic metaphor here, that God is a shield. And from this shield of protection, from the shield, from gan is a garden. A garden grows inside of the shielding, protective environment that Adonai provides for his people. I realize this is my own wordplays and inventions, but I like it. I think it's good. Same thing down here. So we have a possible wordplay, and this one may actually be a double entendre, in the text or, in the authorial intention. Koli, my voice, I raise it to God, my cry, or to Adonai, my cry, and he answers me, Mehar Kodsho. Mehar is from his hill, and then Kodsho is his holy hill. But Mehar sounds a lot like Maher, which is quickly, from his hill, and then a possible double meaning, or at least sound play, right? Paronomasia, it's called. Quickly from his hill, kind of all in there with the possibilities of meaning. Yeah, I think I'm going to end it there and let you all go off to sing your own songs. Sorry that this was recorded a little bit later in the day. I will leave you with this song again. Ve'ata Adonai magen badi, kvodi umerim merim roshi.